Question 4, like question 3, is an integrated question. It integrates reading, listening, and speaking. For question 4, you will read a passage, and you'll listen to a lecture. Then, you're going to speak about the lecture as it relates to the reading. Now, something that's really important. The lecture is the key to the whole question. I repeat, just so you know, so you never forget. Question 4, lecture, lecture, lecture. Also, lecture, most important. First, you'll read a short passage. This passage will be a topic, a term, or a subject, and it'll have its definition. There'll be other information in the passage, but it's not important. It's just support for the definition. All you need is the topic, which is always written at the top, and the definition, which is almost always in the first sentence of the passage. The rest is just extra, fluff, not important. Then, you're going to listen to a lecture. Did I mention that the lecture is key? Great, because it is. The lecture will simply be a more detailed set of supporting examples for the reading. The structure of question 4 is like this: term, definition, lecture of examples for definition. We only need a 2-column note structure for question 4. One column is R for reading, or the passage, and this is where you write the info for the reading passage. You can divide it into T for term, or topic, and D or def for definition, whatever shorthand note structure works best for you. There isn't a lot that goes into this. You have 45 seconds to read the passage. You don't need that much time. You really just want to write down the topic or term and then write down its definition, which is usually the first sentence in the passage. Now here's a secret. Copy that exact definition, word for word, and use it to start your answer. The lecture, which is key, will be where you need to focus your note-taking. The lecture will be a couple of more detailed examples to support the definition in the reading. This is what you'll write in the L column of the note structure. In our example, the reading topic is mnemonic devices. Ever heard of them? No? Great, because it's defined in the very first sentence. Mnemonic device is defined as any learning technique that aids memory. The rest of the passage, it's just extra. So we only write that sentence. We only write that definition. And that's it. Now we move on to the lecture. Here, we're listening for specific examples that support the definition. Let's listen. Today, I'm going to talk about different strategies for fast learning and improving memory. Specifically, I'm going to discuss the idea of mnemonic devices. A mnemonic device is a technique which uses a simple word or phrase to help someone remember a list or concept. For example, when I was in college, I used mnemonics on a daily basis, especially before an exam. I recall one specific class, an astronomy class, where I was required to memorize the names and order of the planets. I was having a lot of trouble. I could remember the names, but I kept getting the order of the planets confused, so I used a mnemonic phrase. My very easy method just simply uses 9 planets, where the first letter of each word in the phrase was the same as the planet names: Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto. Using the mnemonic phrase, I was able to easily remember the planet order. In fact, I still remember it today. So, now we have our T, or topic, mnemonic devices. We have our definition, written down verbatim, which means word for word, from the passage. And we have our specific example. Here, it's a professor talking about planets and some class that he took in college. our answer will simply be reading our notes from left to right. Topic, definition, supporting example. Let's listen to a sample answer. The reading discusses the topic of mnemonic devices. This is a technique to aid in memory that uses poems, lists, and sentences to help remember information. The lecture illustrates mnemonic devices by giving an example of a mnemonic device that the professor used in college. The speaker gives the example of a time when he was taking a course in college about astronomy and planets. He was having trouble remembering the order of the planets in our solar system. He could remember the names, but not the order. He used a mnemonic sentence that used the first letter of each planet to memorize the order of the planets. This is how the lecture illustrates the use of a mnemonic device to help in memorizing something. And there we go. Question 4. Again, just to review what's most important for this question. Right? What is it? The lecture. The lecture is the most important thing. So, we write the topic, we write the definition, which is usually the first sentence of the passage, then focus on the supporting examples in the lecture. As with all my speaking questions, look in the text for speaking scripts and templates for keywords and help with timing.